The strangest things happen when a man is riddled with guilt. This is the story of the man who ran and ran and ran for dear life when no one was chasing. And he ran right into the Paraverse.
Joe Patterson is awakened as if with a prodding stick. It's sudden, it's brutal, it's jarring. He sits up in the dark, not quite making sense of where he is. He tries to regain his composure, and yet there's very little he can do. Limited in his range of motion, he starts panicking. For a short while at least, until the inevitability and implacability of his situation overwhelms his desire for freedom. Time to settle down, conserve energy, and first find out where we are, he says to himself. Distant sounds of drip, drip. Is that water? How far is that? He yells out, "Anybody? Can you hear me?" Nothing. "Hey, anyone!" The deadened air has never been scarier. In such a place, one might expect even the semblance of an echo. Here, nothing. A mine hell, he thinks. Honestly wondering, he then sits for what seems to be too long for someone in his predicament. He's always had great fortitude, and in this bleak moment, only his body is restricted, not his mind. The wheels turn. What could this be? Well, of course, he knows. Of course, it had to be. He pats his chest, feeling for anything foreign protruding from his wet jacket. He finally finds it, a little bump in his lower right pocket. He begins the excruciating exercise of reaching down there to extract this foreign object, when all of a sudden, the structure around him begins to move and grind. An impressively low, loud, rumbling, bassy sound escapes as he himself gets freed and tumbles down what seems to be Alice's in Wonderland's hole, all the way down to what's... Joe. Hey, Joe, are you sure about this? Two silhouettes sit in the car, in a tense conversation. The man in the passenger seat simply listens. The driver, a woman, presses on, gently. You'd be signing our death warrant. An eerie and deafening silence. She waits for an answer. None comes. He turns to her and painfully lets out, "You don't know those people." Her shaking head expresses disbelief. She's almost resigning to this sad reality, leans back in her seat, looks straight ahead, and murmurs, "You obviously don't know him." We hear a distant sound of a falling soul that eventually hits a rather soft surface. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. We're back in Wonderland. It's dark. Joe seems to have fallen into a slightly smaller crevice. Still very hot and very narrow, but at least he has freedom of movement. A minute to find his bearings and feel his way around. A wet and rather repugnant surface surrounds him, almost squishy at the touch. He looks around, still nothing. Still dark, another unsettling distant rumble, and of course, the unbearable foulness in the air. He remembers what he was doing before he plummeted. "What is it exactly he asked for anyways?" the woman asks, back in the car on that same side of the same street. "What is it? You can't share, or you'd rather not?" Finally, he says, "It's a message." Another uncomfortable beat of silence, broken by her again. A message saying... He looks at her, hesitates, and then reaches inside his pocket. Synchronously, back in the cave, he pulls out this small notebook from his pocket, feels through its pages. He's panicking, realizing something. No, Suddenly, he stops, distracted by a white dot in the distance. He stretches his neck in inquisitive curiosity. Is it? Yes, of course it is. The dot expands. The exit out of this place is getting closer, it seems. He repositions himself to take a closer look, when suddenly it shrinks almost instantaneously back to nothing. He is stunned in disbelief. How will I get out of here? How will I get out of this place? Out of where, Joe? You don't even really know where you are, do you? Am I? Yes, I'm talking to myself now. Well, and to you too. A brief moment of silence when he looks back at the closed book in his hand. He opens it back up and starts to mutter something under his breath. And as he does, he again feels a breeze. And the bright light source is back. He looks up and then down at the booklet. He closes it and the light source vanishes. He then opens it back up and, well, yes, of course, the light is back. He mumbles slowly and repeatedly, "It's working. It's working. It's working. It's working. It's..." Back in the car, she's holding the book, stunned. "You have to tell them this?" He shakes his head, yes. "You know what this means, right?" He shakes his head. "I don't want to do it. Okay, I don't want to do it." She responds, "You don't really have a choice, Joe." Oh, this is the first time I hear this, like, audibly outside of my head. How fair is that, really? He slowly breaks down and starts crying. She looks at him, wants to comfort him, but knows better. He looks up. She hands him the booklet. He takes it and puts it in his pocket. She asks him, "When is this happening?" "Tomorrow," he retorts. Her eyebrows rise. She feels his pain. "Listen, I'm here for you, but you know why we can't be on the same boat until you do this, right?" After a brief pause, he wipes his face and he gets out of the car. He walks away into the late afternoon fog as we stay with her dreadful stare towards him. A dark room, flashing lights coming through the curtains as someone peeks outside. We see the reflection of white and red lights splashing against his face. A moment of thought, then a deep sigh as he turns back towards the bed. A body lies in the bed, motionless, moaning a bit. The man at the window rushes to his side and sits, holding a glass of water. "Joe? Are you there? Joe?" The mumbling intensifies as the man stands and goes to the door to yell out, "Hurry, hurry, hurry, hurry!" While the man returns to Joe's side, two paramedics rush in. Joe suddenly surges from his trance, yelling out, "It's working! It's working! It's..." He's covered in sweat and seemingly dizzy. Once he regains his composure, he asks, "What time is it?" The man, sitting beside him, smiles, hands him a small tote and says, "Welcome back. You're late." Joe coughs, struggles to sit up, takes and clutches the bag. As he does, he sees the little booklet inside one of the pockets. "Wow, you sure about this? This is pretty inflammatory." A speechless shrug serves as a response. We're in a recording room of sorts. We see Joe taking a seat behind a microphone. Opposite him is a sarcastically smiling and talkative engineer who would apparently assist in the broadcast. "So, Mr. Patterson." "Oh, just Joe." "All right, Mr. Joseph." "No, Joe. Just Joe." "Joe, the floor is yours. With 200,000 plus listeners, careful. Be very careful." "Right." Joe clears his throat, then adjusts his mic, and still somewhat apprehensive, cracks open his booklet. "In a little over a month, the entire metro area might be decimated in the event of..." We leave the room as Joe's warning fades into the distance. In this script, someone escaped death. In the next, a brave soul invites it while seeking redemption in love. Unlock the keys to this current script first, or move further down the rabbit hole.
Want your name in one of the upcoming stories? Simple. Like this video and drop a comment on what you think this story was about. Now, for the rest of you, you want to get closer to the meanings of the Paraverse? Simple. Click on the link below to access the podcast and other unpublished material. We'll see you on the other side.